I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be worth the wait here tonight on Sportswire Radio because, we've had our guest on here several times in the past. And the last time we had him on here, we talked about what it would mean to him to win the DBW World Championship. We've talked about his struggles. We've talked about a number of different things that led him to get to the moment where he could finally win the big one. And he did that at World War. But now if you watch this past Thursday's Thunder Punch, well, it looks like he definitely didn't get a night off. And it looks like also he might have to still Thunder Punch his way around to keeping that championship with a man that definitely still has him in his sights. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about what it means to him here to be on top in a DBW landscape that is as dominant and let's just say as deep as it's ever been. We're going to talk about also Chase Wakefield getting married and having a wrestling show and what's going on now with the big super show in June coming up. And what about Halloween Hangover and VTW? I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, there won't be any Sneaky Pete here on this show. But I can tell you, we're going to definitely try to rock hard. We're going to definitely try to maul you into being in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, a platform that this man helped build. And it is time to give our guest that championship-like introduction. Because after all, here in New York, the New York Yankees look like they may not be sniffing any championships anytime soon. So I'm going to now give our guest that championship-like introduction that he's worked for 6 years. And I'm going to do it right now on Sportswire Radio. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in introducing our guest. And let's get this show and the week on the road in style on Sportswire Radio. So, with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report. Number one. Sports Show. A man that's a baller. A man that rocks hard. He ain't no Sneaky Pete. His name is simply put, finally, the reigning, defending DBW heavyweight champion of the world, Brandon The champ is here. Champ, how are we doing?
Damn, I'm doing a lot better now thanks to that intro. Was that as good for you as it was for me?
After my voice after we're off the air, but you definitely deserved it. You definitely worked for this for a long time. The people believed in you. You know, you were here about, I want to say maybe a month and a half or so ago, and we talked about this on TikTok. It took off in the amount of people that watched what we spoke about and you winning the championship. But people really were behind you. You really were somebody that I think a lot of people wanted to see finally win the big one. So I'm going to ask you the question before we start off here, this show in style and the week on Sportswire Radio. In prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Brandon Castelli, how does it feel now finally to be the DBW world heavyweight champion?
You know, honestly, it still doesn't even feel real. You know, like World War II it's come and gone. The dust is settled. I'm not bleeding anymore, and it still just feels surreal even to hold this right here. You know, like putting the belt in my bag and heading home after the match. I had to pinch myself because honestly, it didn't feel real. You know, I heard the announcer. I heard them say my name. I heard them say "and new."
We're gonna play it in a little bit for sure. You know,
I still just thought that it was just like a dream, like a joke, like somebody's ripping me in the back, like.
Well, you went through a lot to get that championship, and I mean, Mr. Judgment had been champion for the better part of a year and a half, and it was a long road, and
Definitely.
You win the match, and we'll play the tape in a few minutes here. But was it everything it was all meant to be that you envisioned it once you won?
Yeah, I think so. I think turning over a new leaf and getting the crowd to rally behind me and embrace me and beating Judgment. I think I needed to beat Judgment. I don't think it wouldn't have meant as much to me if it wasn't him there after beating me so many times. And to have basically the whole DBW locker room pour out and give me their love and support and getting to share that moment with them, that just it meant the world to me.
And it doesn't happen often in wrestling. I mean, Cody sort of had it. I go back to WrestleMania 10. Maybe that's the better analogy. Bret Hart wins it, and you see all the WWF superstars at the time come out, and they empty the locker room. They hoist him up, and I mean, it was really, again, very few people when they win a championship, they get that moment. Did it also mean extra to you when you see so many of your colleagues? You've battled all of them just about, but they came out to embrace you. That doesn't happen often when somebody wins a championship. Usually, you win the championship, you get the belt, you look at it, and it's great.
And then that's it.
And that's it. You go whatever you do. You go out with your family, and obviously that's power to you. But you had so many of your peers that you've been battling with over these last 6 years, and that had to add something to it, champ.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, and some of those guys too. I know we never really ended on the best of terms, and they still came out there to support me. And I'm eternally grateful for that. And having Ego out there with me, having Zach DePew out there, Big Tex, one of my closest friends, Aaron Jones, out there to share the moment with me. Words can't do it justice. It felt amazing.
Now, Big Tex, I'm sure, will be a topic later on, and certainly tomorrow night, because another one of your colleagues in DBW is here, Silas Walker. And, Big Tex, it doesn't seem like, though, your success necessarily will rub off on Big Tex.
Well, I mean, hopefully, I don't know, maybe he could get some ideas from me or something, because I really do want to see him.
I feel bad for Big Tex. I
want to see him get a win, damn it.
He's been here so many times on Sportswire, and it's like, he really can't win the big one. It's almost like right now the New York Yankees with runners in the scoring position in the World Series. They just can't buy a hit. I mean, I just really feel bad for Big Tex, because I really like him. He speaks to me off the air. We talk very regularly. We follow each other on TikTok now. I mean, he's a good man. And
he is. He's a sweetheart.
He can't win the big one. He really
I
can't.
always feel bad. I hope that, the curse can get lifted and he can have his moment too. I don't know what he's got to do though. Hopefully he's got a big old whiteboard at the house and he's writing down some ideas and plans,
I don't know. You know what? I'm not going to go into details about that. I'm going to let Silas Walker, I'm sure, talk about that tomorrow on Sportswire Radio. But, we'll play the video in a couple of minutes. We'll show the match with Judgment, and then we'll talk about Thunder Punch, because you were a part of Thunder Punch. And, let me ask you about that real quick. You win the championship at World War, and then all of a sudden you come out and want to be a fighting champion. Why? You could have just took the night off. You could have did what Silas Walker does and other champions in DBW, even Judgment himself, and not defend right off the bat. I mean, why did you want to just be a fighting champion right out of the gate here? Why?
I wanted to do it for myself. I wanted this to be like my test to see if I could actually, live up to the standards here and make sure that this wasn't just a flash in the pan, wasn't just a fluke here, But I also did it because of past champions. I mean, Silas Walker right now not defending his championship. Judgment when he held the championship, basically holding it in a chokehold and, only giving opportunities to those. When he felt it was necessary, and also not giving opportunities to a bunch of people on our roster that I feel deserve a shot that might have never gotten a shot, and like this is the whole point of me going out there. Guys like Zach DePew that have never had a world title shot, that have been overlooked by other people. Like, I want him to come out and I want him to challenge me. I want guys like Colin Graves to get a shot at it. I want Big Tex to get another shot at it.
You might want him to get that shot because you're going to win the match.
Hey, look, he's beaten me before. I
understand that, but in title matches, he ain't beaten anybody though so far.
I can't argue with that.
So you'd obviously want to have a match with him for your title.
All right. Well, okay. I guess we're going to go down that route, I suppose.
But no, seriously, like I think that obviously, look, Scorpion comes out, that had to have meant something to you at least. He was the prior champion before Judgment.
Yeah.
Did that mean something? Did that mean maybe most of anybody that came out? Because again, I know Aaron Jones, and listen, Aaron Jones is a fantastic. I mean, what he's done everywhere. We'll talk about him later on because of a show in June. I want to get your reactions on. But Scorpion was the last champion before Judgment, and he came out and gave you a sign of respect. What did that mean to you?
I mean, I was really surprised. I thought we were gonna be fighting, but it was a welcome surprise too, because I really do appreciate that he gave me that sign there. I mean, he was the previous champion and he beat me once before while he was champion. And when he still had UWF running consistently there, he beat me in a loser leaves UWF match. I feel like he's been a really integral part of not just my career in DBW, but my career in general, and almost having him like give me the reins, so to speak,
another veteran guy that's been around, a traveler, a man that's a calming in the locker room influence, certainly not so much in the ring, but a guy that you've gone to war with, a guy that you've been in other places with. He did show his respect. He basically tipped his hat to you without having a hat.
Yeah, and I could say a bunch about the stuff he's pulled lately and how he's acted as of late, but when it boils down to it, still he is a legend with us here, and he's like a pillar of DBW. So
absolutely,
having one of the pillars endorse me like that, I feel like even more so, this means so much more now that I get to hold this.
I'm going to play the match with Judgment in a second, but I want to ask you one more question. I know you've only been champion very, very short in terms of your time as champion, but what's it like now transitioning from, you were the guy that was the challenger. You're always the challenger for all these years. You hadn't held the title, but now you got that title. Again, a pretty piece of property there, no question about it. But what's it now been like transitioning as the guy that is the one that's being hunted? You are no longer the hunter. You are the hunted. What's that transition been like for you?
I mean, I noticed it pretty quickly. I'd say that first day on Thunder Punch there, I noticed a lot of eyes looking at me differently, almost kind of sizing me up there, seeing if, they were going to be able to take this off me. And I know it's so much harder to hold on to it once you win it, I know way harder holding it than winning it. I know I have an even tougher challenge now, and I feel like I've been trying to prepare myself as best as I can, and just kind of like basically keep another set of eyes, in the back of my head.
I don't know how you can prepare for that because you haven't seen other guys that win a title. Okay, they've been champions before. All right, you've been champion. You know how it goes, but you hadn't been a world champion before. I think that adds really further to this dynamic in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, it adds a lot more pressure too, because this is my first world championship and the first time holding the DBW world championship too. Like,
this is a big company. It's a company that holds a lot of respect. This is a company that a lot of people that are in the indies wrestler. This is not a company that you could sneeze at. So to be a world champion with the roster that it has,
there's a lot of guys there that could be credible threats to me,
absolutely. And any other place they would be world champions. We have guys, we know Kid Mike and Van Hansen are here as the tag champs, right?
Yeah.
The Blaze, Ace Christian. You talked about Ego. Austin James has been in GTS. We've talked about that last time. There's a lot of different
place. Yeah.
Castelli. There's a lot of people that you go anywhere else, like they're probably world champions, and yet you're the guy that's on top right now of this company.
Yeah, I'm sure for some of them that probably needles them a little bit. I'm not saying it like completely infuriates them, but I'm sure they want to be the one holding this, and I know.
I don't blame them. You were in that spot for 6 years.
Yeah, definitely. And I think even more so that gives me extra pressure because not necessarily saying that, everybody's opinion matters to me, but also making sure that I am the best champion that I can be and representing this title to the best of my abilities. So certain people that maybe think that they should be in that spot at least can be silenced,
Sure. And those are things that are very important. I see some people here in the chat. I want to say hello to you. But before I do that, let me put up the DBW YouTube channel link because I see some people here. If you haven't got a chance, do me a favor as I'm about to burp. Go hit the DBW sub button on YouTube. I'd really appreciate that. DBW has been good friends here on Sportswire for a long time, and I want to continue to support those that support us. We have some subscribers. They have some subscribers, so give them some subscribers. We'd really appreciate that very much. So we're going to watch the match now in World. Let's go back. We'll watch World War. We'll come back to Thunder Punch. We'll get to a couple of other things. I'm going to go like this, which will give me the opportunity to go like this. And then I'm going to go like this again because the magic of technology. And I think I'm just about right. Where did I miss it? Okay, so we're going to go like this. I got where we are. So I'm going to go to the timestamp. There you go. Okay. That's the beauty of timestamps. So we'll go like this. We skip through the entrances, but, we see you out here. And the moment has finally arrived. We spoke about this champ when you were here a month and a half ago. And what's going through your mind here right now?
Honestly, there was only really one thing going on in my head there, like, don't lose, don't fail, like there wasn't really a lot going through my head. I really, before I went through the curtain there, I cleared my mind of everything because I knew if I was thinking about anything before I walked out there and went into the ring, that it was just going to bog me down and he was going to capitalize on it. And I feel like every other time that I thought of something, it's been my downfall, like thinking of keeping Nyx away from ringside so that she doesn't get hurt.
Well, last year that's what happened last year.
Thinking too much on that, focusing too much on wanting to be the person to pin Judgment, screwing over Roland Havoc, getting him eliminated, and then also costing me the match. If I just let Roland pin him, things could have been different, like I'm just constantly thinking about all these things and it led to failure after failure. So, I just have to try and meditate, clear my mind as much as possible going
interesting
into it,
That's an interesting take. I hadn't thought of it that way. Was it by design you did not touch the world title?
By design.
By design.
I feel like every other time that I touched that championship, I mean,
You didn't win it.
bad
No,
luck.
no, no. Listen,
I want to call it.
well, I mean, obviously, Mr. Judgment's obviously, he's just pointing at you and he's not touching you. You're getting riled up a little bit, but obviously he's the veteran. He's the champion here. And, he's sizing you up and, he's got the advantage over you, but you're
Yeah.
not backing down. And it feels different here in this particular match. I don't know why. I mean, I've had guys on here, obviously Havoc's been here as challenge judgment, Big Tex, and we've had others, Ace Christian has been here. I won't even go down that road, but I'm sure Ace Christian would like to go down that road. But here you are here, and you're going mano a mano with him right now in strength. And obviously that's something that maybe he doesn't expect. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was expecting it. I really just dug my heels in there. I tried to maintain, my center there as much as possible because I know how big he is, how strong he is, and I know if I really gave him the opportunity, he'd, have his way with me.
He's a video game like character. I say it all the time with his video game like moves and
no joke. He's a final boss.
I say him and the disciple in the UK are basically flip a coin and you'll get the same type of wrestler, and speaks volumes there in itself. But you obviously have to try to match wits with him. This match is going to certainly get a lot more intense as the match goes on. We're watching here from World War II, the DBW World Heavyweight Championship, and the main event here is Mr. Judgment, at the moment the champion, but now we're here with the new champion, and we'll find out why. If you haven't yet seen it, is Brandon Castelli. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice. Figuratively and literally, we're all wrestling matters. And Mr. Judgment, again, goes to the outside here, unjudgment-like here, goes to the outside, doesn't want to tie up with you, doesn't want to tangle. I mean, just, again, unjudgment-like of it in a sense.
I think him powdering to the outside as quickly as it was, I know it was definitely trying to mess with me, but I don't think he fully expected me to, be as prepared as I was. I don't think he maybe took me as serious, especially
20-year. You really think that a 20-year veteran didn't take you that seriously? He's a 20
yeah, of course, right?
I'm not serious. It's a serious question. He's 20.
Oh, I know he is. I know he is. I
know you do. You've seen him for what, a third of those years. But I mean, like, you really think in your mind that he didn't take you that serious going into this?
I mean, I'm sure there was some level of him, taking it treating it like a world title match. But at the same time, he's beat me countless times.
Sure.
How serious can you take somebody that you've defeated them like over 3 times, in the span of 2 years?
I get theoretically. I suppose that's a fair point. I suppose, but I kind of feel like though that he's still the world champion and he's never going to not take you lightly. But obviously now this is where some of the match gets a little bit, let's just say, intense. And we see Mr. Judgment there sort of, he hit the ring post there. That definitely hurt him. And you sort of scratched him there on the back. And that definitely felt like one of the cats scratching you, right?
Everybody dunks on a back rake, but that stuff hurts, man.
Well, Hogan, when he used to get the back rake, when he was Hollywood Hogan, he would run and go, "Oh my God," so you never know. Yeah. Listen, who knows?
I've had deep scratch marks on my back from people doing that to me. So,
well, I'll make you laugh. In the 4th grade, when I sometimes would fight back from people, I would scratch people, and they would say, "Oh, well, your scratches are what it was," just like that.
Hey.
I was in the 4th grade. I ain't in the 4th grade right now, but Mr. Judgment's got you here right now on the outside, and it's a very physical match. And just what's going through your psyche here as you're watching and dealing with this punishment here from Mr. Judgment?
Getting a little PTSD from it,
Well, I won't show the whole match then. I mean, obviously we wanted to just.
Oh, hey, no, I mean, this is what the fans want, right?
Well, I mean, I was excited to have you here. Actually, I mean,
hey,
I was looking forward to having you here. I know. I was saying actually, my guest Vegas store, we said you can come on Friday and stuff because you were the champion. I wanted to get the champion on here, but no, that's fine. We'll leave that at that. But I mean, we'll speak to Vega on Friday. He'll get his side of the story. But Okay, so obviously you said PTSD. Why would you get PTSD from something? Is it just the physical punishment? Do you
Yeah,
always feel that way from when you watch your matches? I just think that's
I
a
mean, yeah,
fascinating.
I'm certainly, also too, I'm my own biggest critic as well. So a lot of the times,
Why?
like,
Why are you your own biggest critic for? You're
I don't know.
successful.
I feel like I've always been like that. I feel like even from an early age, not even just wrestling related, but like with all my stuff, I was always highly critical of myself and thinking I could do better or thinking I could improve something or could have done something differently. And I know with this match too, I definitely, you know, took some chances and took some risks that, I ended up paying for or not capitalizing, whatever you want to call it. So kick myself in retrospect there. But also too, if you watch the end of the match and
We are going to watch it,
one
obviously.
of the one of those lovely spots that happened there. Also, I get to think back fondly of. Um, but like just watching this back and you know, even like preparing myself, watching the tapes, remembering every time that I faced Judgment, still thinking that at any point, if I wasn't prepared, he could have beaten me. Like he really is the final boss, and I really did have to dig as deep as possible to get this.
Let me ask you a question. I don't know if I've ever asked you this question. I've known you a while now. I've definitely known you over
Sure.
a year by now. But do you watch your matches? I know I see you in the chat because I was in some of the most recent DBW shows. I go in and I'm
Sure. Yeah.
live, I'm not live, and I seen you in the streams. But let's say like after the show is aired, right? Do you
Mhm.
go back and watch your match multiple times, or it's like I did it already? I don't want to see it again. Like,
Yeah.
what are you like?
Sometimes I will watch it back. There are certain matches that I will only watch once, but then there are a few that after a little bit of time has passed, I'll watch it again. Obviously I'll watch the live replay of it, and then
Yeah.
maybe another time. But usually it's got to be like a little bit of time has passed before I watch it again.
Sure. No, because I mean, some people are like, I have to watch it like 17 times. I have to remember every spot. Some people don't, but some people like, I did it already and I want to put it past me, even if you won the match, because people, they have different ways to go out there
Sure,
and
sure,
do
yeah.
those things. And he's definitely he's slapping you. Remind me of a Simpsons segment where Homer is like, get with the mob, and it was one of the mob bosses smacked him around the face. That just kind of reminded me of that there right now. I have no
Well,
idea.
I don't know if it's this match or if it was one of the other ones, but I know he three stooged my ass, and that was annoying. Where he friggin' grabbed my nose and then slapped his own hand and popped my nose. That was
Well,
annoying.
well, he definitely has his way of doing things, and that was definitely one of those things there. And
Absolutely.
he's silencing. He's getting ready for something, but I think he took a little too long with the count because he wasn't going to put you away that quick, sir.
Yeah, definitely not. I've been hit with plenty hand of gods there. I at
And
least
then he
can
was biting
brace
your hand
myself
there
a
a
little
little
bit
bit.
for it.
He wanted to taste your hand. I thought only Knicks and the Cats would taste your hand, yet Mr. Judgment wanted to taste your hand.
Well, I guess everybody needs to get a little taste of it at some point.
Well, that definitely hurt there just now, sir. That definitely just hurt.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
I can say that's why kids don't try this at home. But
Yeah,
we'll get to the chat after the match. But
sure.
obviously, I do think you make a point because I'm watching it and I've watched it a few times. Obviously, I watched it the first time when it aired, and then I watched it one time before you were coming on here. And I do think that in some ways he took a little long in some of his offense. Maybe that I don't know if it necessarily that he was, how can I put it, taking you lightly, but he was taking a little longer than I would think a
Yeah,
veteran would in a case like this. He would want to put you away in a match as physical as this one.
I think it goes back to what we were talking about before, where I think it might not have been necessarily him taking me lightly, but I mean he's faced me a bunch of other times, and he's put me away with a couple different moves there, especially the Jesus Christ, the hand of
Yeah.
God. Like he's put me away with these things, so and maybe in his mind he's hit me with it. He thinks that's it, or he's beat me before. He thinks that's all it'll take, so he can grandstand, showboat, whatever.
Well, he definitely tried to do some of those things, but so far it has not worked. And you have certainly gotten back up, and you are taking some of the punishment here that we're seeing in the main event here. And there he does, he went there. He just went there.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that hurt even with the cup on.
Well, you know what? That's going to hurt no matter, because Mr. Judgment doing it, and then he throws the referee to the side.
Yeah.
And now he's getting back up for some offense there. He's definitely looking for, some things there, and he's just talking and talking. And
yep. He loves to talk. Somebody
well,
listen.
I think I need to get him back onto Sportswire for the end of the year. I was thinking about it. I think Cat's going to be out of the bed. I'm going to get Mr. Judgment. We're going to have just a DBW talk on. You're going to talk about you and some other things, and I think it'll be good.
Yeah, my turn to talk trash to him in the comments.
That's why I think it's good that everybody's I really want to get more stuff. I've really been enjoying the DBW product. I said it when I had DVG and Thomas Taft. I think I said it in the stream or off the stream. I said it, so it's very good to have everybody here. But you're definitely not feeling too good right now, though. At the moment.
Yep. Yeah. I wish I listened to a couple people in the crowd. They were telling me, "Watch out behind you," and
Well, it's
not
funny
too much I can do when I'm still getting up.
How important was the crowd for you to will you to stay in this match long enough?
Definitely. Like they were rallying behind me. They were really loud. I know, you can see that there's not like 1,000 crowd members there, but they were still loud. And
you know what though, your building, I think, has gotten louder this year. You feel the same way? I don't know why, but last year to this year, your building, I know, like you said, I'm not going to say how many numbers people have in different places. You can count, figure it out. But I don't know why, but the people that you have watching, they seem louder than last year. I don't know.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. And I've been to a couple other places that have had really bad crowds, and 5 of the people that are regulars at our place, I feel like are 10 times louder than they are, and having those people there hyping me up like that, it gave me that extra boost of adrenaline where I could keep getting up, where I could keep taking all this punishment and, not laying down, not quitting,
In a match like this, where again, you hadn't won a world title before, you've been in the title matches before, sure, but to have that does, I think, go a long way. It goes a long way because it helps you stay in the moment, because again, you're in a moment that, like you said at the very beginning, you said it when you were here a month and a half ago, you don't know if this could be your last shot. You hadn't won before. You talked about failures. So those things are, I think, why the importance of the fans are there for you. And I guess you're doing your own outside to the crowd, but Mr. Judgment's not letting you have a break any further.
I don't think I've ever seen him fly through the ropes before. So kudos to me for taking the first one.
Well, you know what? Now you just saw it, and now you just saw it, and that definitely hurt. Let's just say
it was like a fucking Scud missile hit me.
Well, you guys are, it was World War II, so Scud missiles, World War. I mean, you obviously want the World War analogy, war analogy.
Yeah, I figured throw one of those in there,
It works. But he's bringing out the belt there. He's obviously getting angry. He's definitely getting antsy a bit. And, certainly.
I think he's getting desperate too, because, look at every title defense that he had this past year. He ethered Roland. He hit me with handcuffs. He was going to hit me with the belt, Yep. I believe I forgot what he did to Aaron, but I know he also needed to use a table in order to beat him. And also with Cyrus as well. He stole Cyrus's finish just to put him away, which, I feel like is an extra level of disrespect as well. And all of these, I feel like, keep building up on one another, to get to here where it's like this is just his norm, like breathing air. He's gonna cheat to win.
But again, in the record books, that's what you do. That's why he's been champion as long as he's been champion. He's gonna do whatever it takes by any means necessary.
Yeah, no, I get it. don't necessarily agree with it, but I get it.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that in the record books, they
Yeah.
don't really tell you, well, you cheated. You win,
Yeah.
you win. And he's got the belt there right now, and he's looking to put an imprint of your face on it.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's an imprint on there.
Well, that's why I was saying that, to set you up. But here you are here, and you hit him right on the belt. That was a clever comeback, and obviously now this is where you both are kind of in the same spot. And you had almost I don't want to say a desperation, but you were able to get yourself back in the match, and you have to figure out where the heck are you now, right now.
Yeah. I thought he was still in the ring at the point. I was going to cover him, but didn't realize until afterwards that he rolled away. Not sure if you could. I don't think they ever caught it on camera, but my mop.
Yeah,
I was going to say my mop covered it, but I actually did get busted open in this match. I think it was the corner of the chair got me or something like that. But I remember when I fell out of the ring, I just kind of felt it like just pulling.
Well, you got an object of your own there.
Yeah. Little title holder there.
I don't know if I've seen that before in a match used.
Hey, I mean, it's there. I'm going to use it. He's hit me with
basically. No. Listen, dude, you're the wrestler, but I don't know if I watch a lot of wrestling. I don't know if I've seen the title holder been used. So I'm sure somebody will fact check me. I'm sure, Scorpion's here. I see Jack Delta's here.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's used it somewhere.
I'm sure somebody was saying, nothing about wrestling, which Jack always says, and we joke about it all the time. But you're definitely not joking around with Mr. Judgment there, because he's
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
and there you are. You're not just hugging him, saying "I love you."
Nope, I was not saying that. I was trying to bite his ear off like Tyson.
Well, you know what? Tyson's back in the ring. I saw the commercial coming up for that with Jake Paul. I was like, really? They are going to do that?
Oh, that still hasn't happened yet? I thought that already happened.
No, they actually. Well, it was supposed to have happened, but they postponed the fight. I think because Tyson was injured. But now they're going to do it here next month on Netflix. But meanwhile, speaking of Paul and Tyson, that's hitting more heavier. It is Brandon Castelli and Mr. Judgment punching each other, and let's just say that these guys are definitely. Putting each other through the ringer. I mean, most men would never be able to stand after a match like this, but yet you two are just going out there and slugging each other literally like a world war almost.
Yeah, we definitely went to war. World War II.
Now, that was clever, I have to say. That was, I see what you were doing there, and obviously Mr. Judgment, he's feeling the wrath of that, more or less. The judgment there.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, he's hit me downstairs a couple times, so I mean, got to give him a little bit of payback there.
Well, you definitely did that. You definitely gave him some payback there, and he's definitely feeling the payback. I mean, that's just, he's in La La Land right now.
Yeah. I know we talked about it before, this possibly being my last chance to challenge for the title, but I mean, at the time, DBW contract season was going on, and, I had a contract, but I hadn't signed it yet. I wasn't trying to be that guy, but if I didn't win, I didn't know if I really deserved to take up any more of DBW's time. Why would they want to keep somebody that can't get it done? So.
Well, I mean, look, that's a question. Thankfully, we'll never know. I mean, that's
exactly.
I wouldn't be able to answer something that I don't know the question. So
right.
It's not a question. I mean, that's not. Yeah. But right now he's doing something to you that, unquestionably, let's just say low.
Yeah, it treated me like James Bond and assaulted my grundle.
Yeah, well, that was a good line too. I'll definitely let you have all credit for that. But he's definitely slapping you around. I think he's taking some of your obviously sweat, I suppose. And
my lip got busted open when he kicked me. So
well, now you guys are going outside for a little bit, which was interesting in itself. And the cameras do a really good justice of this match. But I say it all the time. The camera work in DBW is just grown by leaps and bounds.
Oh it's improved a lot, and I'm very appreciative that we have people that are Well, we
doing a
got
great
guys
job.
that are still learning, but I'm glad that we have people that are, actually doing their jobs too.
Well, you know what? You guys are doing a great job with that because it's really doing justice to the match, which I think is so important. And
Yeah.
we see you guys are. This reminds me. You're gonna laugh. This reminds me when I was in high school. We had drama class. This is actually reminds me of the setup here, sadly. But that's
Oh, yeah.
piece of it there. Unfortunately, you're the one that's on the stage, getting beat up here, where I would be the one getting laughed at on the stage. But that's a
Well,
different show for a different time.
they
But
can laugh at me for sure.
nah, you're the champion. No one's laughing at you, good sir. You're
Not
definitely
anymore.
no, they're not. But Mr. Judgment's definitely looking at you, and that was a swift kick, and you are definitely throwing everything you can out there. And you were trying to do something, but he was able to block it.
Yeah, I was hoping to clean his clock with those two full cans there, but
Well, it ain't gonna happen because you're about to get choke slammed through the table there, and that's definitely gonna leave an imprint.
yep. Felt like I was flying through the air. Somebody, I forgot who it was, but somebody that's gone through WWE announce tables before said like it almost feels like a Wile E. Coyote thing where like you hit and then you hit again. No, I went straight through. I felt my body go all the way through both at the same time.
I've watched you wrestle a lot of matches. Have you felt something like that before? I don't know if
Well,
I've
that's
seen
a new one on me. Definitely sucked, but
Yeah.
I guess it could have been worse, I suppose.
Well,
Oh
it could
god,
always be worse. It could always be worse.
yeah, um, DBW gets a brand new announcing table. Did not know I was going to be the first person to go through that.
Well, I mean, obviously, congratulations, but certainly,
Thanks.
Mr. Judgment is definitely throwing some congratulatory punches to you here. And if you are here, by the way, because I see some people coming in here, and we're going to let people say hello to you after the match. But
Sure.
if you are here, DBW is on YouTube. I'd highly encourage you hit a sub button for them because DBW helped me get to 1,000 subs. Let's let them get to 4,000 subs. Because at this point, I'm trying to. I would give DBW some of my subs to get you guys to 4,000, but I'm told that I can't do that. So the best thing I can do is
you gotta keep those yourself, man.
I already got the 1,000. I got the watch hours already. We just, I would rather spread the wealth. But let's move on here because we know people want to talk to you. We'll let to that happen. But Mr. Judgment is just a man that he's towering over you. He is just towering over you, and he's using the veteran skills there. He's saying it's over. He's pointing in his head
that's
there,
the sign right there. It's over.
But you just have to watch it, and we'll tell you what it is. But I think some people may know the outcome. But Mr. Judgment is signaling that it is over, but it's not going to be over. But this was where you would have thought it would have been over, and he is ready for it. And there it goes, and it's 1, and you kicked out at 1. How are you able to do that, good sir?
I as he was covering me.
Was it too long of a wait on his end?
I mean, that hearing everybody like collectively basically pleading for me to kick out, hearing that, the anger and frustration that I had with yet another attempt of him screwing me over, the combination of adrenaline and rage that built up inside me.
And then how about this? All the people that he's wronged over the past year. It's almost like a movie. Right? It's everybody like you think the outcome's going to go one way, and everybody's telling him to go another way. You got Ego, Sammy Nothing, you got Roland Havoc, you got Aaron Jones, and they're all telling him to go back into the ring. And he goes back, and you find a way to do something that's going to help you become very special. And now you're getting ready for that magical moment, good sir. And obviously he doesn't know where he is. He's about to meet his judgment. He's about to meet his final boss.
I think I left a knot on the top of his head from the belt shot.
Well, he's got a lot of things on his head there, but obviously you're going to do one more here for the road. And that definitely looks like that's going to leave an imprint. And we'll definitely, get ready here because you're about to do this once again, good sir. And obviously, Mr. Judgment, I mean, I guess you want to be safe, right? Safe rather than sorry, huh?
He's kicked out of my Castelli's curse.
But this is 3 of them. And 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell. And ladies and gentlemen, and new DBW World Heavyweight Champion, a mauler who rocks hard, Brandon Castelli. And you see the referee and the fans getting up and standing and cheering, and you're about to get what you've waited for your whole life. And there it is. After 6 long years. 6 long years.
I mean, looking back at it and thinking about it too, I'm starting to get emotional myself.
Well, don't cry for me on Sportswire, because you've already did it. And you see Aaron Jones come on, a man who's been a world champion many times. And you see Big Tex, obviously. And we see Ego come out here. Sammy Nothing. People are just, everybody's out here. Colin Graves, Zachary Depew, and just the people that we spoke about at the very beginning. The people that really were just guys and peers of yours. Guys that you went to war with. Guys that you had mutual respect with. And they're all just, coming out and embracing you. It's really, you don't get these moments. I think it was a really special moment. And I think that you deserve that moment. I think that if there was anybody that deserved that moment, we see, obviously, that was going to your other half, I think, got to see it.
Yeah, my better half got to.
Well, you're the champion. I don't know. I'll say, your other half. Let's say not your worst half, but your other half, because you're the champion now. But, you get that moment. It's very cinematic, very cinematic how it's shown in the picture. And it's, got that moment, and you have it, and just really cool moment there. Really cool moment.
It really is. I mean, I can't think of a cooler moment for myself in DBW.
I think it's one of the cooler moments I've got a chance to talk about. Really, I'm doing this 6 years. You've been doing this 6 years in DBW. I've been doing this about 6 and 4, doing it 4 years in wrestling. I think it's really one of the cooler moments. Really, I think it's a moment that a lot of people in DBW should be very proud of, really.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think it was just, it was just for me. I think it was for a lot of the guys and, the DBW fans too, getting to share in this.
A lot of loyal fans in DBW. A lot of loyal fans that, stuck by DBW. DBW's made a lot of, dramatic changes, a lot of great things. And, guys are there, fans are behind you, and, people are standing. One guy that's standing, I won't say who he is, we'll leave him at that. But, you see, I'll leave him at that. But, he does his own movies. But you definitely have your own movie-like moment. It's a movie-like moment, a movie-like moment.
Yeah, it really was. And, man,
even the referee you let the referee in on it. That's a really neat moment on your half.
He's a pretty cool referee. I mean,
I've seen him.
I gotta give him some love too. He's been there by my side for a lot of it, watching me keep getting back up. Keep stumbling and struggling.
And then, as I stated, Scorpion, he gives you a hug. A man that he don't give hugs too often. Scorpion.
Yeah, like I said, I was surprised, but I think it was a welcome surprise, and
he was the last champion before Judgment. I think that's also what it meant to me, was he was the last champion before Judgment. So that's a guy that, he paid his respect. He may not be friends with you necessarily, but he paid.
No, you don't have to be friends, but in that moment, I think I guess I could say that we were allies in that moment,
Very special moment here, and Brandon wins his first world championship as the DBW champion, and he's got the belt, and it's emotional, really emotional moment. I don't think that very few people can have that. People win championships and they win it in different ways, but this one, I think it really hit home for a lot of people. I think a lot of people, it hit home, especially in the DBW universe, undoubtedly. But I think it just in general, people really have a lot of respect for you. I've gotten a chance to know you. I think that you're an incredible talent. I think people really want to see you succeed. And I think that, it was a great moment. That's why I really wanted to have you on to talk about it. And I'm really happy that we got a chance to do that. Before
I'm
we
happy
do
to do that
anything
too as
else,
well.
well, me too. But before I do anything else, let me go before. I know I said it already, but go hit the sub button for our friends in DBW. I like
Please
you to
do.
do that. So please go hit the sub button. I've talked enough. I want to let
Let's
people
move to
say hello to
Sportswire
you.
Radio too.
Well, I already got my 1,000 subs. Let's move on. Enough about me.
Let's
Let's
get
go
to
to
2,000.
I know everybody say, "Oh, you're gonna get to 2,000 now." I'm like, all right, well, I'll get
Yeah.
there, and then we'll go from there. I'm behind in a lot of things, but Zilla wanted to say congratulations. I think Zilla was in the DBW chats. I see Zilla.
I think she was too, and thank you
Yeah,
though. I appreciate
Zilla's
it.
here. She watches every stream. She said you definitely deserve it. I agree. Thank you, Zilla, for saying hello. I was watching the World Series, but I'll check about Raw later. Let me don't spoil it for me. I was watching the World. I'm not even a Yankees fan. I was watching the World Series. It's New York, but
Hey, sometimes.
well, I'm a Mets fan, but that's a different show for a different time. But I think this person knows you. Obviously, somebody here that would like to say that you heard it. Certainly somebody that might know you a little bit. I'll leave it at that. Just say maybe knows you. Yes, hello. We say hello to somebody out there, right? Somebody. Obviously, we want to say, thank you very much for for being here and doing due diligence. Silas is here tomorrow, though. He's not here now.
Yeah, I know.
Zilla jumped the gun. I want to say hello to our friends in Oregon, BTW. I'm sure you know RJS. You know RJS and Jacob Frost. You know some of those guys over there. RJS wrestled
I feel like I've heard of them. I know they've been on here a couple times.
They
right?
traveled up to where Navon McDonald. Well, RJS was. I was wondering if you knew RJS. You've crossed paths with him.
No, I don't think we've crossed paths. I always have wanted to go to Oregon though. Not even.
You'd like those guys. I feel like the DBW guys. A lot of you guys, like you, Ace. I feel Silas. I guess is Chase Wakefield now in DBW again? I need a scorecard.
I don't know, dude. I don't manage contracts.
Okay, but my point was that I feel like a lot of you guys would probably get along and really, I think, have great matches with some of those guys like Comatose, RJS, Jacob Frost, BES, Swift. So there's a lot of similarities I see there, and this is actually their spot usually on Mondays. But I let you come up because you're the world champion. But
well, hey, I appreciate that.
Guys. It's okay. I'm sure they'll be fine, but we'll see them there. Speaking of friends of ours, who is Comatose's good friend, I'm going to be moving to Michigan late March, early April. I'm going to be returning to Backyard Wrestling. I'm going to have my return match before I move, and let me know about that. We'll definitely be happy to talk about that. Yes, hi to RTG. And how tall are you?
Let
me ask you that before.
I don't know.
What are you, 5'10"?
I think I'm like 5'10", 5'11". I can't remember the last time I had myself.
Well, you know what I was told? You'll laugh. I'm a commissioner of deeds in New York City Commissioner of Deeds. I hold the ceremonial title. So I'm somebody I'm doing my work for. Says, I've known you a long time. I said, yeah, you know me since before the mutton chops and the hair. She's like, have you grown taller? I'm like, not that I know of. I'm 6 foot. So I'm like, I'm not like Mr. Judgment's height. I'm not, obviously Big Man Cam's height, but I'm okay height. She's like, well, you look like you've gotten taller. I'm like, you're supposed to get taller, but maybe you've gotten taller. I don't know.
It's actually funny. In New Japan Pro Wrestling, you know who Bad Luck Fale is, right?
Yeah.
Well, while I was down there in New Zealand, when I met him the first time, we were kind of at the same height there. And whenever you see him on there, he always looks like he's a head or two taller than a lot of the guys. So it's just kind of funny. I don't know if it's just build height or something like that, but yeah, just a little something funny there.
Well, you definitely learn. I'm going to plug your YouTube channel in a few minutes, but let me get to some more comments. James Taylor, who's here Wednesday night, would like to say hello. I think James always liked you. He says hello. But speaking of people that want to congratulate, yeah, James always liked you. James likes Chase, by the way. So of course he's gonna, but he's a Chase Wakefield fan. But it's a different show for a different time. But Scorpion is here. Congratulations, dear friend. Even though I hold the golden ticket to any title, including yours, which is why we brought this up, I value and respect you for all you've done. It's your time to bring back honor and meaning to what a champion is to be. What's your thoughts?
Well, I certainly appreciate, at least the latter half of your comment, but don't think that I haven't forgotten that you you hold a golden ticket, as you like to say.
Mm.
An extra pair of eyes on you and making sure that I always have you at least in my line of sight, because I know at any chance you might try to sneak your way in there.
Mm. Okay, well, we appreciate that. Let me pull up Brandon's YouTube page. I have it now, so I'd like to give Brandon a nice little plug on YouTube. Why do I want to give Brandon a plug on YouTube in addition to being here? Because I like to get Brandon to 100 subscribers. He's at 83. So if you're here right now, I got a bunch of people here right now. So go hit the sub button for Brandon. Do me a favor. He's at crispy 1000 with 2 S's, and go give him a sub. Just do it. Just give him a sub. That's
Get it done and over with, dude.
Mozilla, you're here. Go give him a sub. But hello, yes, hello to Scorpion. Yes, we thank you. Then here's somebody else that wants to congratulate you, a friend of yours, a former world champion, and his name is Jack Delta, who says the outsider Jack Delta. I think he's the outsider Jack Delta now, but DBW champion Brandon Castelli has such an excellent ring to it. Much love and good evening, gentlemen. Well, good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, we're praying for Jack Delta. Yes, we pray for Jack Delta. We hope he's doing well.
It does have a good ring to it, and I really appreciate it, man. And I hope that you're healing up quick so you can get back out there.
Also, Scorpion wanted to say, which I think Silas brought this up on Sportswire, his last appearance. That's the UWF-NY ring. UWF-NY and DBW became one to become stronger and take the business to new levels. DBW, very, very well said. Very well said. Very well said. I want to say hello to my buddy Ace Reed from Australia. He would like to say hello to everybody. Ace is back on Sportswire. And here Ace is going to be back on Sportswire before the end of the year. Ace wants to travel to America. Maybe you and him could have a match, you know?
Yeah. Hey.
Ace has got a few places that he's now not going to, so maybe DBW's on the list now for him. Maybe you and Ace Reed could have a match.
Like I said, anybody that's never gotten a fair shake at this, feel free to throw your name in the hat.
Well, Ace Reed would be a man that would definitely throw his name in the ring. I think we did talk about DBW off. I don't remember, but he'll be back on Sportswire next month, and I'll ask him again. Jack Delta says, not sure when I'll be back, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Yep. And Jack confirms, I've never seen a belt holder used. That's what I thought. I hadn't thought I'd seen it.
First time for everything.
There you go. Let me get through some comments. 6 years being unleashed, and it's amazing. Very well said. Hello, hello, Ace Reed. Speaking of individuals that I think I can bring him up. I think I can. I think. His name, though, is Justin Parsley, a current world champion, a man that actually I actually technically am one of his employers. Yeah, I know, right? Weird, right? Me saying that, but technically I am. Technically I am. Congratulations on the win and all the glory that comes with it. So from one world champion to another, though. What do you think about that?
Hey, I mean, I I appreciate it, man. You know, I'm still reigning in all the glory here, and you know, maybe at some point you and I could have a little exhibition match, and you know, see who see who
I
can
might
stand
be
up.
interested. I might be interested in that. I think I'd be interested in that match. You know, I'd be very interested in that match. As a matter of fact,
whenever he's got the time, let's do it.
I'm sure we can figure something out between now and the next year. I'm sure that we can arrange something, right? You're not retiring from this sport anytime soon?
Last time I checked, no.
Okay, all right. So I'm
not
sure
anytime soon, anyways.
I'm sad that Jack Delta is not wrestling anymore, but health is way more important. He didn't say he was done permanently. He just said he didn't know. I mean, still, to be fair, Mr. Delta said that he wasn't sure. It didn't mean he wasn't closing the door. So let's give him a slack. But that was me, chokeslam from Mr. Judgment, and no. Even when the Yankees, I think he said the Yankees left him hanging. Yeah,
oh, right. Yeah, that was a UWF. He teamed up with Yankee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the Prophet of Purgatory double teamed him.
Gotcha. I was a little bit perplexed in one of my reading, but yes, hello to Justin Parsley. And let me get to some more comments. I got some more people here in the chat. Such a cool moment. I'm glad you finally got your dues, a world championship. Yes, congratulations. Absolutely could not agree. Speaking of people who were there, they got to celebrate with you. Sammy Nothing, a man that knows you and Mr. Judgment very well, has been on Mr. Judgment's side, as a matter of fact. But like I say, a victory for all of DBW. Very well said. Very well said. Very well said.
Definitely.
Hello to Sammy Nothing. Yes. Yeah, good morning. It's crazy to say good morning, but technically it is good morning. Yes, it is good morning. But Zilla said she's 5 feet to 5 feet. What? Zilla wants to go wrestle apparently now. Zilla is saying that she wants to wrestle. She's been, saying she's a big Justin Parsley. That's got to make you upset. He's a big Justin
Hey,
Parsley fan.
I mean,
Soldier
you're a
G.
big Justin Parsley
Well, I
fan,
tell you what, the
you know
IMF guys, they hate
Yeah.
when Zilla's in the chat. Omen and Soldier, they don't like it at all. Oh my God, she's a big Justin Parsley fan. She is a big Justin Parsley fan. Big Justin.
Listen, man, you're such a big Justin Parsley fan. I think you should just, go down there to the IMF.
Well, I don't think she wants to. I think she wants to stay on Sportswire. But I got a couple comments, Coach. I want to get your reaction to. It's actually going to be about your home promotion. Congratulations on your world title win. Yes, but speaking of people that I spoke with a few weeks ago, and he is Ace Christian, a man that also has been successful recently, and he would like to say this specifically to you. Ask Brandon about going against the true top champion of DBW also. I would say congratulations, but I got none of that recognition. So until you can earn yours, thanks from me, you won't get it. What do you want to say about that? The Blaze Ace Christian, the true top champion of DBW. The true
None of the recognition from what? Last time I checked, you beat me at the Holy Grail. You didn't check on me after the match. And then you turned your back on Ego. You took your title and you left. And I'm pretty sure you left the building before my match even happened. So not sure what this whole recognition that you think you deserve.
Well, he wrestled Mr. Judgment to kick things off at episode 120,
And
episode
he
25, and he's your hub champion.
Listen, congrats to the Hub City champion, but the world champion here beat Mr. Judgment in the main event of World War II, something that you didn't do last year. So
But
before you start looking for recognition.
On a Thunder Punch episode, the 25th one to open things up nonetheless, though. And,
hey, I won my match too.
Well,
if you want a pat on the back there, Ace.
I'll play along with this for a minute. So maybe Ace Christian, from what you're telling me, owes his Hub City Championship win to what you did to Mr. Judgment at World War. Is that a fair statement to say? Because you kind of, let's just say, I don't know, maybe roughed up or bloodied up Mr. Judgment enough that Ace Christian was able to pick up the pieces and win that other championship. Is that a fair statement for me to make?
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a fair statement to make there. I think you and I, despite you wanting to seem like you're superior to me, I don't think you and I are so different. I think our careers kind of sort of parallel at some points, and I'm pretty sure both of us had the same amount of success against Judgment. So, I wouldn't try to puff out your chest too much there. I don't want you to deflate there.
Well, Sammy, nothing basically says what you just
said.
Yeah.
Look, you got a title already. Let's give some other people a chance.
Well, I think he'll have something to say about that. But
sure
yes, Blade, message me. I'm on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021. Maybe we can have a chat off the air. But but Ace, I guess, is Ace allowed to be up right now?
I mean, it probably is past his bedtime, but I think he's working. I'm pretty sure. I think he is.
No. So he has permission then to come and say that he's
the champ's giving him permission there. I think he I think he deserves maybe like one or two comments that he's allowed to say.
He's got more comments, sir, because he would like to say that he doesn't want, let alone need, your championship. Why? Because he is the top champion. He is the Hub City champion.
Well, kudos to you winning the Hub City championship. Kudos to winning a very cursed championship. You might be the champion of the Hub City area, but I'm the world's champion. So congrats on winning the Hub City title. I am the top champion, and I think you might just be a little bit angry because you didn't get to do everything you wanted to when you won the world title.
But he just wanted Thunder Punch. He just beat Mr. Judgment. He doesn't seem angry, you could say.
I think he is. I mean, I don't know about you. Typing in all caps, that usually will denounce that somebody's a little bit angry there.
I would say yes, but maybe he's also shouting through rooftops like Tom Cruise did on Oprah about his love for Katie Holmes. Maybe he's just shouting from rooftops.
I mean, if he's a Scientologist, then I can understand.
Is he a Scientologist?
Tom Cruise? Yeah.
No, he's Christian. Not Tom Cruise.
I don't know. I hope not.
Tom Cruise's story already.
I mean, the respect for him will definitely go out the window there.
But. Is Scientologists? Is it really? Are they really a religion? But I'll move on. I won't ask.
Maybe a cult, but who knows?
No, yeah, you're not a Scientologist. We can confirm that on Sportzwire. No. Okay, I gotta make sure. The difference between me and you is I make my title. Your title makes you. See, he doesn't seem so angry. It's an old photo though of him, by the way.
That is a very old photo of him.
But
I think somebody that says that they make their title, I feel like if you have to say that about yourself, then that's not true. I think you haven't shown anybody that you kind of had a little bit of your dad rubbing off on you there, where you're cheating to win just as much as he is.
Well, it's funny. His dad almost disavowed him, but yet you're saying that the blood runs in the family after all.
Well, I mean, sometimes I feel like they might not ever intend for it to happen, but I think it's inevitable. And I think Ace Christian, I think it's starting to rub off on you.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. In the meantime, he's on YouTube. Give him a sub. Okay, he's on that. I know I got to run through a couple of other things here, but I have to ask you about, obviously Chase Wakefield's a name, which I'm sure some people here might want to hear about. He's a name that he's declared himself now a regular on Sportzwire, but there's a good reason why he's coming here every month. And the reason why is that he is getting married next year, obviously to his definitely better half, Jane, obviously, definitely better half. Congrats. And he's putting, definitely congratulations. I've actually been invited to this wedding he has, but that's not the point. He's having a wrestling show, and I want to put the photo up there. I want to get your reactions because I'm sure you've heard about it. I don't know what you know about it. I don't know if a lot of people know a lot about this, but he's got something here. As a matter of fact, it actually entails Ace Christian. Speaking of Ace Christian, that's why I wanted to put it up here for the screen for the audience, because I wanted to get your opinions on what this is. It's the Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational, and Chase is here next Wednesday night, right after people have a hangover of their favorite candidate winning or losing on election day. Well, maybe the election won't be decided. Who knows? But the point is that people may have voted, maybe still didn't vote. Who knows? But Chase Wakefield's going to be here to pick up the pieces. Whatever this country's got more problems to begin with, I'm sure. Well, Chase Wakefield will find a way to pick up those problems. And he is going to talk about another match to be released for his Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. And I was wondering, good sir, what did you think about that? And do you think you'll be invited?
Well, it's definitely an interesting concept for sure.
Now, I don't think you and Nix could talk about that, right? That would go over very well.
What about the
For you, you leave that to Chase, right?
Yeah, I think she might kill me if I try to orchestrate.
That's why I was like, leave that to Chase.
Yeah, right? He can get all that. That's good for him. It's definitely an interesting concept. I don't think there have been too many wrestling weddings.
Yeah, we were talking about this when Chase was here. I was like,
I don't think there have been.
We had a lot of people here, and I don't think anybody said they heard of this before. James Taylor, I think, was here, said no. I think Justin Parsley was here. I mean, there was a lot of people when Chase was here.
Yeah.
And I never heard this before. Again, what do I know? But I don't think I've ever heard of of someone getting married. We're going to do a wrestling super show. He's declaring it. He
Yeah.
thinks it's going to be one of the greatest of all time, is what he's saying.
Well, I mean, with those 2 matches that he's already announced, I mean, it's shaping up to be a pretty spectacular event there.
Eric Black. I mean, Sugar Dan Stovko. I've interviewed him. You got the Najee Brooks, another guy. I mean, that's these are some big names.
Yeah. And Drew Hood too. I know he's made quite a name for himself down in the Southern Independence there.
Yep.
Obviously Ace Christian. I'm not.
Ace wrestled at an indie show, I think, recently as well. I was speaking with.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Despite the differences that him and I have, I mean, he's still a hell of a talent, and
absolutely,
that's definitely going to be a great match for sure. And going off of what you asked previously, I'm not sure about an invite. I mean, the mail already
came. If you didn't get invited, I would think he'd like to invite you. I think that would be. I'll ask him though for you next Wednesday. I'll definitely ask him.
All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll make sure to ask him, and Ace will be here. He'll definitely be here.
I'm sure. That'll be a fun little thing. I think. Like I said, it's not going to happen at my wedding, but it'll still be a fun.
I don't think it happened at most people. Listen, my mother just got married about 5 months ago. They didn't have a wrestling show. Well, yeah, you could say all right, but I don't think they were going to have a wrestling show. I don't think they would have went over very well. But okay, well, we'll take this off the screen. Dilla says she may not want to be a wrestler, but maybe she'll be a wrestler. Who knows? But I want to ask you about something else. A couple of things here before I go back to DBW to end the show. But VTW Halloween Hangover, I'll put that up in a few minutes. But also another super show coming up in June. You want to talk about that? Because I thought that was really fascinating. Best yard blast from the past, BITI. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so Best in the Yard 6. It's coming back. I know. I think the last one was 2020. I think.
That sounds about right.
I think it was, and it's from the rumors that I've heard, it's going to be pretty epic and very ambitious too. But I know that they can pull it off, and I know as the years went by, each one just got bigger and bigger and better, and especially with like the people that they brought in and the matches that they had, and I was lucky enough to be a part of the 4th one when I was still relatively new to the area and to the territory and everything, and getting to wrestle also Silas Walker on that show. That sparked a lot of things there too.
I mentioned that actually, because I know I had Sick Rick from the GBYWN like 3 weeks ago, and I think that came up in the stream about you guys in 22. I think it came up for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it came up.
Yeah, I don't know. I also know that we have like a Wikipedia thing about it too, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, like I think this is awesome, and I think as they announce more like matches, people that are involved in it, I think more eyes are going to be drawn to it because you're not going to want to miss. I don't think you're going to want to miss this. I feel like it's always been revolutionary, and I feel like this one's going to be even bigger.
No question about that. And obviously, I did want to talk about VTW for a few minutes before I come back to end the show with DBW. And Halloween Hangover takes place, and obviously another big show that DBW has. And what was your impressions on the Halloween Hangover show?
I thought that it was another great VTW mega event there. I think Chase Wakefield.
Yeah, that's why I did that actually on purpose. Because he actually said he's going to talk about it on next one.
I never get tired of watching him get beat up. So I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm sad that my boy Arbor Man got eliminated. I was really rooting for him to win that match and the title. But kudos though to Ecstatic for winning the YouTube title. I don't think he has held the YouTube championship before. So I think that that's awesome that he finally got to hold that. I know Ace and Aaron had a pretty stiff match that was
in the main event.
Yeah, that was great to watch back, and Jake and Tyler also had a pretty insane match too. And overall, I think all the matches were really good, and everybody, with the time off that VTW took, I think everybody really brought it, and just looking forward to the next event,
What's it been like working closely? I know you guys had the big DBW, VTW Super Show, but that's got to have also been something that's really rubbed off on the DBW guys that haven't been in VTW. There's other guys in DBW that haven't wrestled there, but I'm sure that that's going a long way in helping the DBW talents that haven't been in VTW.
Yeah, no, I think when we had that crossover, I think some guys that never had the opportunity to wrestle some VTW guys, I think that really helped them, maybe like to light a fire under them, or get them to at least, sort of train up a little bit more, because I feel like VTW, I know it's a little bit further away from DBW, but I also feel like too, I don't want to say it's like a club, but I feel like in a way it's kind of like an exclusive club, and I feel like you
guys have a lot of success in VTW. You have a lot of guys come on here, and I've heard from guys, in ROEW. I've heard from guys in other places that they really enjoy the VTW product, and there's obviously a lot of reasons why.
Yeah, and I think it's really telling too that with VTW, how they're able to put on these really high quality matches with like such a short roster that they have, not even counting like DBW transplants or anything like that, like they have a core group of guys that they can just go out there and they can have a really solid card. And then you add, guys like Chase Wakefield, myself, Ace Christian, Asher Christ and stuff. And it only enhances the cards that they have there, and, I think it goes back to, like I said, it being sort of like an exclusive club in a way, because I feel like if you're asked to go down there, you're going to have...
Delta said he wanted to go down there for a long time. He said for a long time that he wanted to wrestle there. There's very few people that get a chance to go wrestle there. So I think that speaks volumes to the particular product and the talent that wrestle there. And, I think that's why people should go hit a sub for him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Subscribe to them. Subscribe to DBW. Subscribe to all your favorite places. Subscribe to Sportswire.
I got my subs already. I had a woman get me 200 subscribers in my home community.
Hey, that's pretty sweet. I mean,
I actually have people tell me, "Are you on Sportswire?" Actually, people message me today. You on Sportswire? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be on. I'm a little late today. But, people in my home community message me. Hey. Where are you? Are you on? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be on. Don't worry, I'm going to be on. They're like, I got you to 1,000 subs. I'm like, yeah, I know. Trust me, I had some important people.
Now you owe them.
I know I owe them. Trust me. There's a lot of people in my home community. There's a lot of people I know I owe in my home communities. But that's a different show for a different time. I do want to talk about, before we end the show, I want to talk about your match with Zachary Depew, which will lead into what we'll close in out. So I'll put that up. I know you did a promo after the Christian match, but we're going to put the match up to basically end the show with what you did with Zachary Depew. So,
sure. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're here, you're putting up the title up so quickly. We talked about that at the beginning of the show, but was there ever, like, again, my first title defense right off the bat, what was that like, transitioning from the preparation for Judgment to now I'm defending my title right off the bat against Zachary Depew?
Yeah, there's definitely nerves going into it because it's my first title match. I got to make sure. Well, my first title defense. Let me change that. I got to go in here making sure that I don't slip up at all. Like I said before, don't want it to be a fluke. Don't want it to be this flash in the pan where I could only beat Judgment and then I lose literally the next time you see me. And Zachary Depew and I have faced several times before. We've maybe not done it in DBW, but we've done it a couple times before in the Pennsylvania area, you know, and I
Sure.
feel like both of us kind of have like a feeling for each other too. So, you know, it's like I have to prepare once again to face Depew, and I also have to try and, like, you know, put myself in his spot as well, because he is the challenger now, trying to get what I have, you
We
know. So I
talked
have,
about that.
you know, like, prep myself for that too. And also too, with Depew coming fresh off of no longer being with Snow, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of underlying aggression and
And a
anger.
haircut, by the way.
That too. That
What
too.
is with it in DBW this year? Van
Dude.
Hansen, I can't. Well, I'm going to say because he's basically put it out there. He's got a haircut. Ace Christian had a haircut. I mean, Robert Pearson had a haircut, and
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing a lot. Walker had a haircut. I mean, what? Chase
Yeah.
Wakefield had a haircut. I mean, Mr. Judgment can't have a haircut, but you just took some blood from him. You had a blood cut from him, but you gave him a blood
Yeah.
cut. But everybody at DBW seems to be, going for the hair.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if, like, does shaving your head, like, make you stronger? I'm not entirely sure how that
In
correlates.
basketball years ago, I'm gonna date myself, but the Knicks, when they would go to the playoffs, which they haven't had a lot of success recently, but when they were very successful in the '90s, what a lot of their players would do was shave their heads bald. And I don't know why they did it, but a lot of these players would shave their head bald, and maybe it would give them success. They would go deep into the playoffs. They wouldn't win the championship, but man, I don't know if it's the same mentality with DBW guys. Maybe DBW guys feel maybe I get a haircut, maybe it'll help me win. I don't know, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the only thing I can compare it to, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I know with I feel like I've referenced it before, but, like, I know with New Japan, I know the Young Lion system, they shave their head bald as well to kind of signify like a clean slate in a way.
Yeah.
And maybe in Depu's own mind, it could be like
Because of what he went through with Snow the past 4 or 5 months, that maybe he needed a change. And he got off to a quick start, a very quick start, very different start of the match, unlike the match you had with Judgment. I mean, the challenger came out here very full throttle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's also, like what we said before, where he was in my shoes now, challenging for the belt and willing to do whatever he can. And he definitely caught me off guard. I know we had some words, and, there's the respect thing that the two of us haven't really been at odds as of late. But, I get him wanting the title to do whatever is necessary. I just, like I said, was caught off guard, was surprised, and, it took me a little bit to kind of shake the cobwebs from from his initial flurry here.
But he got off to a strong start. There's no question that he got off to a very strong start here. Did you expect him to get off to a strong start?
No, I certainly didn't expect him to hit me with the Samoan right off of a handshake. I kind of expected it to sort of be a little bit fast paced, especially with, like I said, with, him being a little bit hyped up still from cutting ties with Snow. So, definitely I think I was expecting something, but I don't think I really prepared myself for how quickly he was going to come at me,
Well, he definitely did, and we are here with Brandon Castelli. We're very honored to have him here. He is the DBW World Champion. Please support our friends in DBW. We'll be here for a little while longer here, and but we do appreciate Brandon, and we appreciate DBW. Tomorrow night, by the way, or today now, Eastern time, Silas Walker is here. I think he's here at 9:30. I want to say. I think it's about 9 or 9:30, but I'm sure we'll confirm it. But Silas Walker is here, and he'll give a much different tale than the one Brandon Castelli had, and especially when it comes to big tech. So definitely, if you like DBW, you've gotten your fill here. I think it worked out better this way, Brandon, because you're here now. Silas is here. Well, it was yesterday. Now Silas is here today, and I think it kind of works out better that way. So it'll work out well for the audience. But we're having a lot of fun, and we thank everybody for tuning in. But we see here Depew is definitely getting into more offense here, and he's showing what he can do as a very versatile wrestler. You're seeing him off the top rope, get some power from him. Just a really solid wrestler, but he missed there. He definitely missed there. Let's just say he didn't land.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely sucks to land on your tailbone like that. It's definitely a jolt. Um, Made sure to give him a little taste of shit there with my knee, but like I said, I really was not expecting the sudden bum rush that he gave me right at the beginning there, and I knew we were gonna give each other some back and forth here, but I like I said, I don't think I really prepared myself for just how badly Zach wants this title.
Well, he
Now,
came at you right away. He came
yeah,
at you in your promo. I mean, he wanted it. And again, you sure people were happy you won, but everybody in that locker room wants to be you. They want to have their own moment.
yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, I knew something was different that day at Thunder Punch. In the locker room, a lot of eyes looking at me differently than they did before.
You
But I,
went
I
from being
guess
the hunter to the hunted.
I guess I still have to sort of expect some changes from people that were at least there to celebrate with me. But now, things are different.
Well, they definitely are different. And again, he's definitely showing that he's got experience with you in the ring. And you've gotten back up on your feet. And he does, I guess, some version of, I guess, was it? I'm trying to think of not a spine buster, but kind of a spine buster almost. Some type of.
Yeah, I think it was more of a Farouk kind of thing where he doesn't really like go down with them. He just kind of throws them.
Yeah, that's.
I was
Trying to
hoping
think
to
of
just kind of give him like a body check there, but he, like I said, I guess he was prepared for all circumstances with me.
Well, you know what? I mean, he's. I can't blame him. I mean, this is main event, 25th episode. I can't believe DBW Thunder Punch is already 25 episodes. It was yesterday.
Look,
You guys started doing Thunder Punches. I mean, now it's 25 episodes in the books already.
Thunder Punch has stopped and restarted a couple times, and we
We
finally
got 25.
managed to survive to 25.
Hey, 500 plus views. Last show. So apparently, you guys seem to be doing pretty well. I mean, I don't think there's an issue with that. So I mean, obviously,
you know what? Those 500 views, I think, were pretty explosive, honestly.
well, I mean, we're gonna get to it at the end of the match here in a few minutes, and what happens afterwards. When you'll certainly see why. But obviously, we appreciate Brandon, and Brandon there is in an uncomfortable position, and obviously that fan there is obviously gasping, and
yeah,
he
I
does.
think she was a little tadpole bullfrog type splash onto me.
I was I don't know if I've seen that either before.
Yeah, that sucked.
Well, I could see why, but he's really putting everything he can into winning this match from you, but you're not letting him go away just yet, and he's obviously figuring out where he is, and you're back at it.
Like I said, he was ready for me.
Well, look, it's the World Championship. What else more could I say? It's the World Heavyweight Championship.
Absolutely. I think I think I still kind of maybe held out hope or whatever that it was going to be more of a not as fast paced, but I guess I underestimated how badly Depew wanted this,
First title shot sometimes is the toughest of them all.
Definitely.
That's what it comes down to. You haven't been in this spot. He's going to try to take advantage. He came at you quick, and I mean, he's using everything he can, basically, but the kitchen sink to, go on top of you there, and he's got.
He might have to hit me with it.
Well, let me not give him ideas, but he's definitely showing his size. He's definitely showing his strength and his versatility, and he's obviously trying his best to wear you down, but. He's starting to get a little frustrated, but he's going to try for some more offense here. Go into a little bit of a, some type of submission there. I don't know if it's he's trying. I guess he's trying to suplex you. He's trying, and
yeah, I'm not sure. I think at first I feel like he was trying to go for a suplex, but then I think as I started getting up, he was almost trying to do a bear hug. But as soon as I was able to sort of get a grip on my footing there, I was just going to capitalize there.
You had some form of a neck breaker there, not quite a stunner, but some form of neck breaker. I think it reminds me of the Buff Bagwell neck breaker a little bit. But there you
Yeah.
go. There you've got your own Boston Crab here, I think, right? With a Boston Crab a little bit.
Yeah, a little Boston crab action, maybe a little Hub City crab.
Texas Cloverleaf a little bit there as well.
Yeah.
But he does reach for the ropes, and crowd is starting to get into it a little bit. You're getting back up to your feet, and you seem to be ready to try to put this in the books, but we still have some offense to get through here. And Brandon is obviously in his first defense as DBW World Champion, and Depew's got some strength, and boy, he's definitely,
Big
you know, I mean, that was just, there you go. And he's definitely got you, but a little too slow in the count there, which he should have went for the pinfall a little bit sooner. Which I don't think he would have kicked out. But speaking of people that are there, another New Yorker is there, Mr. Jackson Snow, and Mr. Snow, he's there to maybe say hello to Zachary Depew. You think maybe say hello or nah?
Yeah, I mean, I think they might not be done, especially the way Depew left him lying there. I don't think he's done with him at all. Hate to say it, but I'm looking. I'm gonna hit him with my stuff there.
Good news for you, though, right? I mean,
yeah, good news for me. I mean, referee couldn't count
to
3, 4, but
3.
Count
Ring
to 3
the
now.
bell. Ring the bell, and Jackson Snow is looking back at Mr. Depew, and obviously Mr. Snow is a very happy man, but you're even more of a happier man because you retained that DBW World Heavyweight Championship that you fought so hard for
baby.
6 years. You did. Congratulations, and
you
retained the title. It seemed like it's going to be a celebratory moment. You're going to obviously have another great moment. Everybody's going to come out there and cheer for you and run in, but wait 1 second.
Yeah.
Lights dim, and they go dark. And some people even said it's Kane. It's Kane. But no, I think Kane is too busy trying to go do politics. But you're not getting that. You're not getting Kane.
Nope.
But you're getting something here. You're getting some lights, and you're wondering what's going on here. And just, you're just wondering what on earth is happening. And we're all wondering what is happening. Maybe the boogeyman, maybe somebody forgot to pay the electric bill. Maybe somebody, we're a power outage. But nope, it's not. It's Mr. Judgment off the heels of not 1 but 2 championship losses. And he is here, and he's looking for payback. And he's looking for payback towards you, Brandon Castelli. He's looking to maul you. He's looking to make you feel like you won't rock hard anymore. And he's coming into the ring, and he's not here for a chat. He's not like the Judgment we saw to kick things off in the main event of World War II. He's just coming at you, and he's coming at you with everything he's got. And this is just physical. This is just a slugfest. This is a true home run derby. 2 heavyweights, 2 behemoths, 2 giants just fighting. Look at these punches. Ladies and gentlemen, down they go. Down goes Castelli. Down goes Judgment. A ring isn't even enough for these 2 men. They're just beating each other up on the outside. I'm not even trying. Wait a minute. Castelli comes back and uses some type of object to get back to the champion. And this is how the show ends. Boy, what did we just watch there, good sir?
Well, I'll tell you what. We didn't stop fighting. We fought all the way through the parking lot, fought up and down the street to the sheets over there.
Is you fight to just get the Sportzwire? Is that what it is? That's why you were late for 20 minutes. You were still fighting with Judgment. You probably said, I give up. I'm going to
Got some road work there. I managed to lose him, but I'll come back to it. I know he's somewhere around there. I'll kick that old ass. I know he's around. But, yeah, looks like he really was not happy that I beat him, and couldn't let me have just a single moment there, Couldn't let me have that first title defense victory. Had to come out there and spoil it.
So we're not done with this then? You don't think we're done with Judgment?
I don't think we are.
No?
Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot.
So you feel that really you're going to have to rock hard. You're going to have to rock so hard that we're going to have to buy some merchandise.
I think you're going to have to buy some merchandise. And I think what I said in the comment section, I believe the this signifies the beginning of the rock hard era for DBW.
Well, there's the rock hard era there, and if you'd like to go buy some merchandise, literally, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can actually rock hard and buy it. I have my DBW shirt, but let me get to some comments here before we get to some final things. My guest here Friday night, who gracefully moved his schedule to be here on Friday for you, Mr. Vegas Storm, would like to say congratulations, champ. Continue to shine. Have great title defenses. Once a champ, always a champion. Very nice words from him because he's a protege from Copper Dragon. So you know that he's obviously brought up like you.
Yeah.
You know, you've been brought up a certain way. He's been brought up a certain way. So obviously one classy individual to another. So Vegas Storm, you know, his mentor is Copper Dragon. So he's obviously by him, you know, paying his respect. I think that goes a long way. And yeah, you're going to rock hard for sure. Thank you, Sammy. Nothing for confirming that. Congratulations, Zilla. I don't know if Zilla's a fan of you, by the way, but now she says congratulations to Ace Christian.
Yeah,
he wasn't
I guess
here.
not.
What was I right about with Stud Bronson? I mean, but by the way, Stud Bronson, we had him on. He's wrestling Savio Vega. Came out of nowhere.
Nice.
I had him on over a year, and now he's wrestling Savio Vega and announced it on Sportswire. What a big deal that was. I mean, that was really
crazy.
cool.
That's awesome.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, he's like, you know what? I have an announcement. He didn't tell me what it was before we went in the air. I'm like, okay, yeah, all right. I got an announcement. I'm like, okay, whatever it is. I'm hoping it's like you're not gonna like get mad at me for something I said somewhere. He's like, no, I'm wrestling Savio Vega in January. I want to, you know, it's on Sportswire Live. I'm like, wow, okay. Zilla did like Depew's haircut. Silas is here, I think, either between 9 or 9:30. Hello to Vegas Storm. Yes, okay. So obviously, before we get ready to close the show, you have anything you want to say then to Mr. Judgment? Because it sounds like to me you ain't done with him.
No, I'm not done with him. Not even close. I mean, you've been constantly screwing me over, injuring me, causing me to bleed, hurting the people I care about. And now it ate you up inside so much that I beat you at World War that you had to come out and spoil my celebration. So if you can navigate your way through the road work, debris, and all that other stuff, and you can make it to the DBW arena, you know, I'll give you another shot at this. If it gives me another chance to have lightning strike twice, I'll face you. I'm feeling pretty froggy. I'm feeling pretty confident now that I've beaten you once before. Now that I've gotten to the mountain, I think it's time for a little slice of humble pie again. Maybe after this, maybe you'll finally learn your lesson and you'll go to the back of the line where you belong.
Well, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen. You definitely have to go follow DBW. They're on Facebook. We put the Bonfire store up. YouTube is where you can watch the Thunder Punch shows coming up. I am sure Silas Walker is going to talk a lot about this tomorrow. You're going to see a lot of your favorite DBW stars here. I guess Chase Wakefield's in DBW. He's here next Wednesday. I guess he's a part of DBW. I really don't know if he's in DBW. He'll probably give his own style, but you do see him from time to time. I know Van Hansen will be back on Sportswire eventually because I owe him an appearance. He's now doing movies, among other things. So he'll give his side of the story. I have, yes. And Big Tex, I know you might, who know, I don't want to spoil about Big Tex, but you're going to see a lot more DBW here on Sportswire. So stay tuned for that. Well, we've had you guys a lot on recently anyway. So, it's, you know, everything's happy about that. But for whatever reason, Sammy Nothing should get a title shot more than Mr. Judgment getting a rematch. That's what Zilla thinks.
Hey, I mean, I'll gladly put the title on the line against Sammy
I
as well.
think we should put it up against Big Tex. It's a guaranteed win.
Come on, man. You're going to give him a complex.
Well, I own that one. You know, people want to come after me on comments. You can come after me on that one. Yeah. But Sammy Nothing actually agrees with Zilla. He does want a title shot. He wants one.
Listen, anytime you want to challenge me, I know you got the World Extreme Championship that you just won, and you're kind of focusing on that. So
hey, listen, you know what? Havoc and Jackson Snow held that title, and they held it for quite a while. I mean, that's you know, that's an important championship. That's a championship that, you know, those guys did a bang up job with it.
Absolutely. I mean, that championship is, you know, it's right up there. I mean, that was was the first championship I challenged for when I came to DBW. So I mean,
You had your own war with Roland Havoc when he
I
was
did.
the world
I did.
champion.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to have another dog collar match or something.
Actually, well, it's funny you said that. Stud Bronson yesterday had a dog collar match, and it was a guy against Ramrock, and I have to say that was like the most. I know you've done one, but what those guys went through, I mean, Stud Bronson, I'm sure you saw the clip of him. The guy looks like he's like Vader's like son. I mean,
God,
this dude, is like, and he's wrestling Savio Vega. I mean, it's like this guy is like, I don't even know how the ring still slid with if you watch. So literally, like, we were talking about that on the show, and it was like,
I'll have to reinforce it or something.
well, and actually, he was so strong. He and his opponent, they both ripped the collar off of each other. They ripped it off. They were like, these guys were like, no. I mean, I know you would have it heavy hitters, but he and his opponent, let's just say, those guys definitely would go home run derby. But
definitely, yeah.
All right, I think we got pretty much everything we want to say. Is there anything else you want to say tonight before closing thoughts?
Yeah. Again, I have endless gratitude for everybody that stuck by me, everybody that supported me, everybody that believed in me, and that celebrated with me when I won this. I couldn't have done it without any of you. Especially when times were tough where I felt like giving up, you gave me that extra bit of motivation there, and I hopefully I can do this justice. I can be the champion that you all want me to be and that you all deserve to have. And I hopefully will hold this for quite some time here, and I just want to keep giving out good matches, and hopefully everybody's the judge of that, but hopefully I'm doing that.
I think you'll do just fine as champion. I think that you're definitely going to do a great job. I think you're going to have to work for it in DBW. It's a very deep roster with some, really good talents. And I think Mr. Judgment is not going to let you go away without a scratch there. And but nevertheless, I think you're going to definitely do a great job as champion. You definitely deserve it. It's been a long time coming. You've earned it. And I think that a lot of people are excited. I think DBW's got a lot of great things ahead in the future. And I really think that you have the best that's yet to come. And now Zilla says that she's a fan of yours.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
It took her a while, but, she is a fan. And, if you are here right now, he's on Instagram also. Please go out there and give him a follow. There it is. There's a special moment. You have him there. And means a lot to him, and it means a lot to the fans and obviously his other half and everybody else that supported him and obviously anybody else that's watching this. So he appreciates it. So give Brandon a follow. Definitely check him out. He's got a lot of great stuff there. Obviously, you can see his other half. Don't get any ideas. Don't be like Chase Wakefield at the wedding show. But do follow him. Yeah, he's here next Wednesday.
Listen, I'm sure he's already had to explain a bunch.
He told me actually off the air because he's like, you're a big hitter. I'm like, yeah, I'm a big hitter. He's, I was at an Elon Musk thing. I was like, all right. I was like, yeah, okay. I have connections, but I don't have Elon Musk connections. I have connections. I'm not going to lie,
He went to a seminar. Let's not say that he was hanging out at Elon's house. You can't go there and say that he's got those kind of connections.
Well, he was saying that he did. Listen, I'm going to let him talk about that.
Give him any benefit of the doubt.
I'm going to let him talk about it next Wednesday. We'll see what he says then. I'll ask him about it, but I want to pass the baton to you. I want to give you some closing thoughts.
Sure.
Anything else you want to plug, share, or say, champ? The floor is yours.
Yeah. Again, thank you for sharing my Instagram there, my YouTube. Definitely, if you haven't already, please give me a follow, a subscribe here or there. I really do appreciate it. Absolutely. Trying to be a lot more consistent on these social media. Sometimes I forget or, a little bit.
It's not easy. Trust me. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. Trust me. I feel like at this point, it's like if I don't post twice a day, I'm like, what am I doing? So I understand. Trust me. I understand completely.
Yeah. It's a lot harder than I thought, but I appreciate anybody that does give me a subscribe or a follow there. And again, thank you so much to everybody that supported me and that was there for me. I will continue to do everything I can to be the best champion I can be moving forwards. And as long as I am drawing breath, I will not give this up without, you gotta have to kill me. I'm not letting go of this.
Well, I'll tell you what. This man definitely earned it. He definitely earned his stripes. He is definitely showing that I think he's going to do a great job as the DBW World Heavyweight Champion. We're very excited about DBW here on Sportswire. DBW's got some great shows coming up here. Thunder Punch episode. Stay tuned with over the next few weeks. We have DBW coverage later tonight with Silas Walker. Like I said, Chase Wakefield next Wednesday, 8:30, and we'll have more DB coverage here throughout the rest of the year. So please go out there and support them at Dominant Breakout Wrestling. They're on YouTube, Facebook. Check them out. Bonfire Store. That's Brandon's YouTube. Instagram here is right in front of us. It's the same on YouTube. Give him a follow. Give him a sub. And that's his story. We can't wait to talk more about it before the year is out. My friend, congratulations on finally winning the big one. You've definitely shown that you earned it. It's a long time coming. I can't wait to see what the future is for you as DBW champion. We'll definitely talk about it, and I'll be sure to ask Chase Wakefield if he'll be invited to his wedding wrestling invitational there. I'm sure I'll ask him.
So, yeah.
Well, he's invited. He's actually invited me, by the way. He said, "Of course, you're invited, right?" I think I might go, but I told him I'm going to show up in shorts and a T-shirt, though. And I don't know if that'll go over well. But
the old Canadian wedding special.
Yeah, I call myself a lifestyle man, but be that as it may, we will not talk about that. We have done enough here on Sportswire Radio. That is Brandon Castelli. He is definitely a mauler who rocks hard. He definitely showed why he put Mr. Judgment through a world war and some. He hit him with a Scud missile to win that DBW World Heavyweight Championship. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, you're going back to your regular scheduled programming. And if you're on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, X, and much, much more on the World Wide Web, I will be here with Silas Walker, figure between 9 and 9:30, the DBW Global Champion. I am sure he'll have a lot to say, as he always does. But until then, thank you, Zilla. Thank you to everybody here for tuning in, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one